boys and girls, it's Mrs. Davis from Happy Place to Grow. I am so glad that you are back here with me today for another great story and learning session. Now I have a question for you. Do you love reading? I love reading, and once I find a really great author, I want to check out more of that writer's stories. Are you like that? Do you have a special set of books or a series of books that you just really enjoy reading? Well, at the beginning of the school year, I love to read to my students books from a special author. His name is Kevin Henkes. Have you ever heard his name before? Well, maybe you're saying at home, no, I haven't heard of that author, but I guarantee you've probably seen or heard some of his stories. He's written a lot of children's books. I'm going to share one of those with you today. Here it is. The title is Lilly's Purple Plastic Purse. Boy, that sounds like a tongue twister. Can you say that fast at home 3 times? Lilly's Purple Plastic Purse? You did good. Now, in today's story, this character Lilly, and by the way, Kevin is also an illustrator, and he drew the pictures that go with the words in this story, so he's very talented. Now, I normally don't love mice in real life, but Kevin, when he draws his illustrations, his characters are normally mice characters, and they're just so cute. So I know you're going to really enjoy the words and the pictures. Now in today's story, Lilly is going to be going to school. She loves school, and she loves her teacher, Mr. Slinger. She has no problem going there. In fact, it's one of her favorite places to go. But Lilly also has a really special item that she wants to bring to school. It's her purple plastic purse. She's got some things in her little purse. She wants to take it to school. Have you ever been like that? You had something just really special that you wanted to just take with you. You didn't want to part from it, so you snuck it in your book bag. Lilly brings her purple plastic purse to school, and it's cool with the teacher, except he doesn't want her to be messing with the plastic purse, and so to get distracted. So in today's story, let's see what happens when Lilly goes to school and brings her purple plastic purse. If you're thinking about this character bringing something to school and the teacher's saying, don't mess with the items in the purse, are you kind of thinking there might be a problem that might occur? I'm thinking that too. All right, let's dive in because I know you're going to love this story. Here we go. Here's the beginning of the story, and she's saying, I love school. Lilly loved school. I do too. I can already relate to her. She loved the pointy pencils. She loved the squeaky chalk. She loved the way her boots went clickety, clickety, click down the long, shiny hallways. And so the author and illustrator, Kevin, he's got these little mini pictures of the different things Lilly loves. Lilly loved the privacy of her very own desk. Now that is cool to have your own desk. She loved the fish sticks and the chocolate milk every Friday in the lunchroom. And most of all, she loved her teacher, Mr. Slinger. And then there are little words that the author has put, things that Lilly's thinking in her mind. Here she says, straws make everything taste better. Mr. Slinger was as sharp as a tack. He wore artistic shirts. Look at that. That is artistic. He wore glasses on a chain around his neck, and He wore a different colored tie for each day of the week. Now that is snazzy. Pretty cool teacher. Wow, said Lily. That was just about all she could say. Wow. Instead of greetings, students, or good morning, pupils, Mr. Slinger winked and said, howdy. He thought that desks in rows were old-fashioned and boring. Now he sounds like my kind of teacher. Do you rodents think you can handle a semicircle? You know, they're not children. They are mice, and mice are technically rodents. I love it. And he always provided the most tasty snacks, things that were curly and crunchy and cheesy. He's definitely a really fun teacher. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Me too, said her friends Chester and Wilson and Victor. Now, it's always a good time in school when you love your teacher. Like you know, the purple plastic purse is going to come in. There's going to be a problem. Just wait. At home, Lily pretended to be Mr. Slinger. Have you ever played teacher and you were your teacher? At home, playing teacher? I am the teacher, she told her baby brother Julius. Listen up. Lily even wanted her own set of deluxe picture encyclopedias. There she is. She's the teacher. Baby Julius. Parents. This is what her parents said. What's with Lily? Asked her mother. I thought she wanted to be a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva, said her father. It must be because of her new teacher, Mr. Slinger, said her mother. It was. Wow, said her father. That's just about all he could say. Wow. Now, she's back in her classroom here. And that says, the Light Bulb Lab, where great ideas are born. That looks like a pretty fun place. Whenever the students had free time, they were permitted to go to the light bulb lab in the back of the classroom. They expressed their ideas creatively through drawing and writing. Lily went often. I probably would too. She had a lot of ideas. She drew pictures of Mr. Slinger. Well, of course, she loves him. And she wrote stories about him too. During sharing time, Lily showed her creations to the entire class. Wow, said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. Wow. And then down here it says, and at the very last second, Mr. Slinger saved the cold, starving elderly. She's writing a story. Very creative. But you know, she's going to be bringing that purse pretty soon. Oh, yeah, it's coming out. When Mr. Slinger had bus duty, Lily stood in line even though she didn't ride the bus. Lily raised her hand more than anyone else in the class, even if she didn't know the answer. She really wanted to please her teacher. Have you ever been like that? You just really loved your teacher and you wanted your teacher to love you back, and so you just did your very best. And she volunteered to stay after school to clap erasers. A long time ago, before we had whiteboards or smart boards, we had chalkboards, and the chalkboards were dusty. So you had to wipe off the board after you wrote on the chalkboard, and then you had to clean your erasers. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Excellent choice, said Mr. Slinger. And there she is with her purple plastic purse. I told you it was coming up. Oh, she is loving and rocking that purse. One Monday morning, Lily came to school especially happy. She had gone shopping with her granny over the weekend. Lily had a new pair of movie star sunglasses, complete with glittery diamonds and a chain like Mr. Slinger's. Look at her. She looks nifty. She had 3 shiny quarters, and best of all, she had a brand new purple plastic purse that played a jaunty tune when it was opened. Oh wow, it plays music. That is special. Lily wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Listen to our story. Lily had a hard time listening. So he's cool. He's letting her have the book at story time. Let's see what happens next. Lily really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Let's be considerate of our classmates. Lily had a hard time being considerate. That means you're thinking of others. If they're busy and doing something, you're not interrupting it. Lily really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Wait until recess or sharing time. So Mr. Slinger has things that are going on in the classroom that he doesn't want Lily to interrupt, but he does give her a time that she can share. Do you think she's going to wait? Or do you think she's not going to be able to wait? Let's see. I think that's fair of the teacher. Wait until recess or sharing time, but Lily could not wait. And she just got up. The glasses were so glittery, the quarters were so shiny, and the purse played such nice music. Not to mention how excellent it was for storing school supplies. Well, that would be the perfect purse, right? Look, Lily whispered fiercely. Look, look. Look, everyone, look what I've got. Everyone looked, including Mr. Slinger. I'm sure he gave her teacher eyes like, you ever saw the teacher eyes? I'm sure he did that. It says, the next line says, he was not amused. You know what that means? He was not happy with the situation. I think there's going to be trouble. What do you think might happen to Lily? Do you think her teacher is going to take the purse away? Or will he put her in timeout? Let's see what happens. Oh boy, just what I thought. I'll just keep your things at my desk until the end of the day, said Mr. Slinger. He's, handed over. You've seen that before. They'll be safe there, and then you can take them home. That's fair, Mr. Slinger. Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. Her glasses were gone. Her quarters were gone. Her purple plastic purse was gone. Lily longed for her purse all morning. She was even too sad to eat the snack Mr. Slinger served before recess. She's feeling really sad. And I think I would be too. How would you feel? That afternoon, Lily went to the light bulb lab. Now that might be a good place. She can express her feelings there. But we'll wonder what she'll say. Hopefully it won't be bad. She was still very sad. She thought, and she thought, and she thought. And then she became angry. Uh-oh, this is not going to be good. She thought, and she thought, and she thought some more. I think that anger is going to be building up. And And then she became furious. Now, angry is you're mad, but furious means you're mad and you're forceful with your madness. You're going to do something about it. It's not going to be good. There she is. All the different expressions of furious. She thought and she thought and she thought a bit longer, and then she drew a picture of Mr. Slinger. Now, if you're furious and you're drawing a picture of your teacher who just took your very favorite thing, new things away, I'm thinking that picture's not going to be a nice one. What do you think? Look at the face. Oh boy. Let's see what she draws. I don't know if I should show you this. It's kind of bad. Should we just skip it? What? Oh, you want to see? Okay. Prepare. 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 Here we go. Oh boy. This is not a pretty picture. It says, big, fat, mean Mr. Stealing teacher. Bad, claws, thief, bad. She feels like he stole her purse away. She's very, very angry. Wanted by the FBI. P.S. I do not want to be a teacher when I grow up. She's feeling really angry. Right before the last bell rang, Lily sneaked the drawing into Mr. Slinger's book bag. Oh boy, not only did she express her ideas on paper and drew a really mean picture, but she's going to give it to the teacher. Oh, yikes. I don't know. This might be bad. There's Mr. Slinger. He has no idea. When all the students were buttoned and zipped and snapped and tied and ready to go home, Mr. Slinger strolled over to Lily and gave her purple plastic purse back. It's a beautiful purse, said Mr. Slinger. Your quarters are nice and jingly, and those glasses are absolutely fabulous. You may bring them back to school as long as you do not disturb the rest of the class. Oh, that's really fair and nice. He is really a good teacher. I do not want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily, and she marched out of the classroom. She's still not forgiven him yet. Let's see what happens next. Oh boy, there she is. She's got her purse back. She's going home. On the way home, Lily opened her purse. Her glasses and her quarters were inside, and so was there was a note from Mr. Slinger. Wow, that's cool. Wonder what it says. Shall we read? It said, today was a difficult day. Tomorrow will be better. Oh, he is such a great teacher. There was also a small bag of tasty snacks at the bottom of her purse. He knew that she didn't want to eat snacks, so he sent it home. Now, you know, if that was me or you, we'd probably be feeling, would you be feeling bad about the note that you wrote and put in his book bag? He put a nice note. You know she's feeling really sad now, even worse. Let's see what she does. Lily's stomach lurched. That means it kind of felt upset, like she was going to throw up. She felt like crying. She felt simply awful. You know, sometimes when you're feeling angry and you're feeling furious and you're feeling frustrated and you act out in your anger and you mistreat someone because you're angry, then you even end up feeling worse than you did before. Let's see what happens next. Lily ran all the way home and told her mother and father everything. I love that. You know, if you're feeling upset about something, it's always great to share with someone you love, like a parent or a grandparent. You need to talk about things. I like that Lily shared her bad day and feeling. She didn't hide it. Instead of watching her favorite cartoons, Lily decided to sit in the uncooperative chair. You know, her parents had like a timeout seat. So she put herself in timeout. And here she is. These are all her moods in her uncooperative chair. She says, I'll stay here a million years for Mr. Slinger. She's feeling guilty. Why does everything happen to me? Have you ever thought that? 1051, 1052, 1099. She's counting her time down. And then the chair's empty. That night, Lily drew a new picture of Mr. Slinger, and wrote a story about him too. This one's going to be a good one. This will be her best story. You know it. Here's what the note said. Lily was really, really sorry. So everyone forgave her, even her parents, even her stinky baby brother. Well, he is a baby, and he's wearing diapers. Even her especially incredible teacher. And then the sun shined its smiley face down on everyone and everything, even the bugs and the worms. The end. That's her story. It's a happy ending. And then this picture says, it's Mr. Slinger, says, kind, good, nice. Listen up, I forgive everyone. It says, could be principal. And then if you turn it this way, the author has little words over there that says, I am really, 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 really sorry. And that's her down there writing. She says, I am an author. Lily's mother wrote a note, and Lily's father baked some tasty snacks for Lily to take to school the next day. I think Mr. Slinger will understand, said Lily's mother. I know he will, said Lily's father. So they're all working it out. She's written her note. She's got her purple plastic purse. Mom's making some snacks, and Dad's encouraging her. And here's what happens the next day. The next morning, Lily got to school early. These are for you, Lily said to Mr. Slinger. Oh, she's bringing the notes. Because I'm really, 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 really sorry. And her face is feeling a little anxious. She is sorry. Do you think that Mr. Slinger will forgive her? Of course he will. You know he will. He's a great teacher. Mr. Slinger read this story, and he looked at the picture. And he read the note, and he sampled the snacks. Mom made some snacks for him. Wow, said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. Wow. I love that line in this book. What do you think we should do with this? Said Mr. Slinger. It's that bad note. He did read it, but he still forgave her. Now that is very kind. That's what life is all about. Sometimes you have bad days, rough days, you say things maybe you shouldn't, but it's always great when you care about someone to say, I'm sorry, and move forward. I love that about Lily, and I love that about Mr. Slinger. Could we just throw it away? Asked Lily. Excellent idea, said Mr. Slinger. During sharing time, Lily demonstrated many uses and unique qualities of her purple plastic purse, her shiny quarters, and her glittery movie star glasses. So she was able to share Here she says, "It's like having an extra pocket with a radio inside." I like that. 3/4 are even better than a dollar bill because they make noise. So she's sharing and explaining glamorous protection from harmful rays. Cute. Then she did a little performance using them as props. "It's called interpretive dance," said Lilly. Mr. Slinger joined in. Now that would be fun if the teacher was dancing. "Wow," said the entire class. That was just about all they could say. Wow. And don't you just love her boots too? She's styling. Throughout the rest of the day, Lily's purse and quarters and sunglasses were tucked safely inside her desk. She peeked at them often, but did not disturb a soul. Remember, Mr. Slinger said you can bring that stuff, but don't interrupt other people. That was good advice. There's some tasty snacks. Right before the last bell rang, Mr. Slinger served Lily snacks to everyone's delight. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" asked Mr. Slinger. "A teacher," everyone responded. Lily's response was the loudest. "Excellent choice," said Mr. Slinger. And there's the class. As the pupils, that's what students in a class are called sometimes, pupils. As the pupils filed out of the classroom, Lily held her purple plastic purse close to her heart. Mr. Slinger was right. It had been a better day. And there she is on her way home, skipping and hopping and jumping. It's a great day. Lily ran and skipped and hopped and flew all the way home. She was so happy, and she really did want to be a teacher when she grew up. And there she is, back at home. That is, when she didn't want to be a dancer or a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva or a pilot or a hairdresser or a scuba diver. Wow, she has lots of cool things she wants to be, and hey, she's little. She doesn't have to decide right now. But I know she loves her teacher, and she may want to grow up and be one day. Well, what'd you think of the story? Did you love it? Couldn't you just relate to Lily? You know, have you ever just had a bad day at school or had a situation and you just thought, I'm so upset, but you stopped and you reflected or thought about things and you took a deep breath and gave it some time. You talked to friends or family members, and then I always like to just, sometimes when I'm having a situation, just go to bed on the situation and just wake up fresh in the morning. I loved in this story how Lily didn't let things get worse by continuing her anger. She decided to be kind, and she forgave Mr. Slinger. He forgave her, and it was a very happy ending. Well, kids, I hope you enjoyed Lily's Purple Plastic Purse and this great story by Kevin Henkes. Hey, if you're at the library or even at your school library, maybe you can check out this author and see some more of his really great books. And hey, I'm going to be sharing some more stories with you from this same author because I just love his stories. Now, I'm going to leave you with a few thoughts. On our next session together, I've got a really fun drawing activity. We're going to draw this character Lilly, so stay tuned because we're going to be learning how to draw Lilly together. That will be really, really fun. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and people that love good books. And until our next time together, as always, follow directions at school and enjoy your teacher and your class. And